What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I am here to do my Week 9 scouting report video for the New York Jets, who just finished up their game just a bit ago against the Indianapolis Colts. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So they did lose, dropped to 2-6 on the season. Colts moved to 4-5. They lost by a margin of 45-30, and honestly, it wasn't actually even really that close. A lot of what the Jets ended up doing on offense and points-wise ended up being just basically garbage time and at the very end of it. So let's go ahead and jump into this. For some reason, it's not letting me see the team stats on here, so I'm just going to read them to you really quick. So New York had 486 total yards. Like I said, a lot of that did come in the back half of the game where it didn't really matter anymore. They let up 532. They had 398 through the air, letting up 272. They had 88 on the ground, giving up 206. They let up 260 rushing yards to Indy. That's outrageous. They had 6.5 yards per play, 8.7 for Indy. The Jets lost a fumble, did not get one. They also threw an interception and did not get one. They were 57% on third down, let up 50%. They had the ball for 29 minutes and 33 seconds. To Indy's 30-27. The Jets had 7 penalties and Indy only had 7. All right, since we're already on the Jets, let's go ahead and start there. I do want to add in the Jets had to endure a lot of injuries. They're obviously a young rebuilding team with a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback, but they have had to endure, quite a few injuries, including their starting quarterback, their rookie quarterback, Zach Wilson, and then Mike White came in and lit up the game, had a wonderful game in his first start this past week, but then Mike White got hurt in this game and pretty early on, and then the third string guy, Josh Johnson, ended up having to come in, and that's why you can see he has the bulk of the work here. And the Jets did sustain, some injuries in this game, including Mike White and Marcus May. So see how that all plays out. But that is, context to add to it that I do think is relevant. I think it's always relevant to know, if a team's banged up or not. And it just doesn't help anything for a young rebuilding team that's, trying to find their way. But anyway, Josh Johnson ended up being, Mike White before he left the game was 7 of 11, 95 yards and a touchdown. 27-41 for Josh Johnson, 317, 3 touchdowns and an interception. Michael Carter led the way in rushing, 13 rushes, 49 yards and a 3.8. Ty Johnson 4 for 21 and a 5.3. Josh Johnson 4 for 18 and a 4.5 average. Elijah Moore led the way in receiving, 7 of 8 for 84 and 2 touchdowns. Keelan Cole 5 of 8 for 66. Jeff Smith, 3 of 4 for 40. Ty Johnson, 2 of 3 for 40 and a score. Jamison Crowder, 5 of 7 for 38. Tyler Kroft, 2 of 3 for 38. Michael Carter, 1 of 2, 37. Ryan Griffin, 4 of 7, 28 and a score. Denzel Mims, 1 of 5 for 20. And Trevon Wesco, 2 of 2 for 16. Now, as I've mentioned, there are no gimme games, whatever. This Houston game coming up this week on Sunday is going to be the last game that I really give them the benefit of the doubt. If they can motherfucking win, then I'll feel a little bit more comfortable about, predicting wins against bad teams. But it's, the Jets certainly are a young, inexperienced team with a rookie head coach, a rookie, quarterback who may or may not be back for that first game that we play against them in week 11. But this is definitely a team we absolutely should win against. We just have to wait and see if they can put, an entire game together offensively, defensively, etc. Anyway, just for a little added context for the defensive performance for the Jets, they allowed Carson Wentz to go 22 of 30 for 272 and 3 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor led the way in rushing, 19 carries, 172 yards, 2 touchdowns and a 9.1 average. Nyheim Hines, 6 rushes, 74 yards and a score with a 12.3 average, and Carson Wentz, 4 rushes, 13 yards and a 3-3. Obviously, they were very effective running. Michael Pittman, 5 of 6 for 64 and a touchdown. Zach Pascal, 4 of 7, 58. Nyheim Hines, 4 of 6, 34. Mo Alley Cox, 1 for 28. Jonathan Taylor, 2 of 2, 28. Kylan Cranston, 1 for 27. Ashton Dillon, 2 of 2 for 23. Yeah, but it's funny too because the Jets, and we'll get to the league standings here in a minute, but the Jets at the beginning of the year, it's funny, their first few like 3 or 4 games, their defense was like playing lights out, like top 10 in the league, and their offense was really struggling. Well, for the past few games, it's actually flipped and has gone pretty much the other way, and now their defense is struggling and actually has fallen into the back end of the league when they started off really well, and their defense or their offense has actually risen up a bit. They're still not very good overall, but they have risen up a bit and have started to work their way up the leaderboards or whatever. They're still obviously not a particularly great team. They do beat us in a number of categories because we're not a very good team, but there are going to be some opportunities against this squad. So the New York Jets, in total yards, they're 21st with 2,631. And just remember, too, that they just caught up to most of the rest of the league. They just got to 8 games. This was their 8th game of the season. They're 25th in yards per game with 328.9. When it comes to passing, they're actually 8th in the league with 2,204 yards total, 12th in per game average with 275.5. Rushing, they're obviously not very good here. They're 28th in the league with 617 total, 31st with 77.1 per game. Points-wise, they're 26th with 144 or 24th with ties. 18 per game is good for 27th or 25th with ties. Defensively, they're giving up 408.1 yards per game, which is 32nd. Passing, they're giving up 291, which is 28th. And like I said, man, they started off with a top 10 defense for the first 4 weeks of the season, and they've just dropped off tremendously. Again, to be fair, injuries have really played a role in that, but they're not expected. The difference is though, they're obviously not really expected to be a particularly great team, being that they are a young, inexperienced team with a rookie head coach, rookie quarterback, etc. And then you add the injuries on top of that, and they're not expected to do well. Whereas the Dolphins obviously went into this season with a ton of expectation, and they actually do have a better record than us as it stands. Anyway, rushing yards per game, 133.3 led up, which is 29th. And when it comes to points, they're dead last with 31.4, but 28th with ties included. They're not very good at taking the ball away. They only have 5 on the season, which is good for 30th or 10th with ties. They are dead last in the league with 1 interception. They're the only team with 1 interception to this point. Every other team has at least 2, but that's good for 10th with ties. Fumbles, they have 4, which is 13th, 6th with ties. They have 18 sacks on the season, 16th and 7th with ties. Passes defense, these 3 categories they're not too bad in. They have 31 on the season, which is 17th or 9th with ties. And third down defense, they're pretty good, sitting at 14th in the league, giving up 40.2. And of course, as always, here's a quick look at the Dolphins' current offensive and defensive league standings. I did have to change a couple things. Ironically enough, there was a couple offensive statistics that ended up shifting down 1 spot, and then there were a couple defensive statistics that shifted up 1 spot, like yards per game and rushing yards per game, because of how the Jets ended up factoring after this matchup. But there's a look at the Dolphins for you. And that is how I'm going to end it. Before I do, of course, make sure to check out the Rave On Sports App. It's a new fan-driven sports app. They cover football, basketball, MLB, all the main sports. It's a fan-driven app looking to enhance your game day experience with live play-by-plays, live chats with other fans and content creators like myself. Look for the links in the description box. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys appreciate my perspective. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Share my channel and videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comments section. And of course, as always, follow me on Twitter at DillonTartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.